Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to one of our Open the Book stories. Now, last week we heard about how Jesus calmed a storm while he and his disciples were on a boat. Today we're on a boat again, but this time we're going back to the day Jesus and his disciples first met, the day their adventures began. Let's open the book and read Jesus' Special Friends.
Jesus grew up in a place called Galilee, where there was a large and beautiful lake, and it was there that he began the work God gave him to do.
God is like a king, and he wants all of you to be a part of his kingdom, to love him and to love each other.
People liked to hear Jesus talk. In fact, one morning the crowd was so huge that Jesus was nearly pushed into the sea. Jesus asked the fisherman,
Excuse me, I wonder if I could borrow your boat for a while.
The fisherman's name was Peter.
Of course. It's doing me no good. I was out all night and didn't catch a thing.
Jesus climbed into the boat. Peter rowed it a little way from shore, and from there Jesus talked to the crowd. When he had finished, Jesus sent the people home, and then he turned to Peter.
Let's go out a little further. I'd like to catch some fish.
I told you, my men and I were out all last night and we caught nothing.
Jesus didn't say a word. He just smiled and looked across the lake.
All right, if that's what you want.
So Peter sailed to the deepest part of the lake. Then he dropped his nets over the side. It took no time at all. The nets started pulling and jerking and stretching, and it was all Peter could do to keep the boat from tipping over.
Help!
Peter called
Help me,
to his
please!
friends. His friends rowed to him as fast as they could. Then all together the men pulled up the nets, and the fish came tumbling and slapping onto the decks of both boats. Red fish, blue fish, and not just one or two fish, so many in fact that the boats would have sunk had the fishermen not rowed quickly back to shore. Peter looked at the fish, and Peter looked at his friends. Then Peter looked at Jesus and fell to his knees trembling.
Oh, only God or somebody full of his power could do that. And why would someone like that want to go fishing with the likes of me?
Jesus shook his head and smiled.
Don't be scared. God has given me a lot of work to do, and I need helpers. Helpers like you and your friends. Once you fished for fish, but from now on you'll be fishing for people and helping me bring them to God. Come with me.
Jesus stepped out of the boat and walked away across the shore. Peter and his friends watched him go. They looked at the fish. They looked at each other. Then they dropped their nets, left their boats behind, and raced off to follow Jesus.
I hope you enjoyed that story. Now, Peter was a good fisherman. He knew the fish weren't there until Jesus spoke. Peter knew it was a miracle, and so he followed Jesus, and that changed his life forever. Although we can't see Jesus today, Christians will tell you that they also follow Jesus, and it changes their lives forever too. I want you to close your eyes and think about the miracle that Peter and the fishermen saw. Imagine how amazed they were at what Jesus had done. Now, I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, say Amen at the end after me. Dear God, we thank you that Peter had friends to call upon when he needed help with all those fish. Thank you too that Jesus needed friends like Peter to help him tell people all about you. Please help each of us to be a good friend. Amen. Now, we're going to end as usual our assembly by singing a song. So sit up straight, fill your lungs and sing along at home, wherever you are. Maybe you're in the classroom, maybe you're with your mum and dad. So we're going to sing You Are Wonderful, and we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.